One of my supporters have asked me, are you going to be upset if the Democratic Party loses in November? And I responded. I said, no. I'm not going to be upset if the Democratic Party loses in November. I just told them it's just a matter of progress. If people are dissatisfied with the party in power, they're going to vote them out. The Republicans feel the momentum and they're going to try to win Congress. They're going to win governorships and they may even go for the White House in 2012. However, if they don't have a plan, then the public's not going to trust either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. It's just going to be like the third party is going to rise up, and someone from the third party may outshine the Republican or the Democrat. And I'm not endorsing the idea of having a third party candidate because I don't belong to any group. I don't want to claim myself as an affiliation to the Democrats or the Republicans, the conservatives or the liberals. I feel like I'm in the middle. I know a lot of my critics have called me everything out of the book, and of course, that's just their freedom of speech. But of course, they got to be prepared because I respond back. Now, I'm on the Gallup poll, and I'm looking at the tracking poll of the president's job approval. Right now, his job approval is at 46%. His disapproval is 47%. That's pretty much narrowing out. Let's just say 50-50. The thing here is that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party in the generic ballot for Congress is tied. Last week and a few weeks ago, the Republicans had a large lead, a double-digit lead. I mean, it was a large lead. And this gives the Democrats something to panic over. With the economic recession still lingering, the Republicans feel that President Obama didn't deliver on promises that he delivered when he was then senator. When he was running for his presidential campaign, he wanted to end the war in Iraq. He wanted to continue the war in Afghanistan. He wanted to repeal the Bush tax cuts, which is one of the reasons why we're in this economic recession. He wanted to also get comprehensive health care reform. Many of his liberal supporters are upset with him over the passage of the health care reform, which didn't include the public option. Many of his gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender supporters are upset that he's got his feet in the sand when it comes to the Defense of Marriage Act, as well as the Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the controversial military rule where you disclassify your sexuality when you're serving in the military, a practice that was signed by Bill Clinton and lasted up to this point where it's now a political issue. Now, also the Hispanic community. The Latino community is upset with President Obama because he's not focusing on comprehensive immigration reform, an issue that Senator John McCain once held as one of his trademarks. Now he just threw it away because he's fearing that if he's not conservative enough, he would have been defeated by the insurgent J.D. Hayworth, which in turn he didn't. He still got a chance of claiming his U.S. Senate seat for another 6 more years. And now we also come to the issues of global warming as well as the African American community. Currently, the African American community supports him over 90%. Many of them are upset with the president over his handling of Shirley Sherrod, unemployment in the black community, and not taking on the right-wing bigots who expose this ignorance towards me and many other African Americans on YouTube who present their opinions in favor of President Obama. My thing here is simple. No matter who's in charge, the issues will never go away. I know that I supported the Democratic Party in 2006 and 2008. I was tired of President George W. Bush's war in Iraq. I was also concerned about the economy. Every paycheck that I make now, it feels less and less is going into my pocket and more are going into taxes for the state government and the local government. Now that may be local issues because I didn't get no federal tax increase. The governor of my state, Ted Strickland, is trailing in the polls. He's trailing over Republican John Kasich. John Kasich is a former congressman from Ohio and also a former Fox News commentator. Right now, if Ohio goes to the Republican, then most of the midterm election will go to the Republicans because Ohio is the state that tips most elections. If you can't carry Ohio, you can't carry the presidency. President Obama carried Ohio in 2008. George W. Bush carried Ohio twice. Bill Clinton carried it twice. Now, the thing here is that our society is totally stupid when it comes to issues involving race, gender, sexuality, religion, nationality, and even political standings as well as economic standings. I come on these videos talking about an issue that involves my community, the government, and also the media. I have a strong disliking towards conservative media. I do listen to conservative media. I watch Fox. I listen to talk radio. And I also read the blogs from Red State, WorldNet, Daily Newsmax, Town Hall. I also listen to the talk radio of the left, go to the Huffington Post, even the Drudge Report, and also watch some of MSNBC and CNN programming. CNN and Fox News lean more conservative. MSNBC leans more to the left. My thing here is that our society is totally stupid. Whether they get their opinions from Bill O'Reilly or Glenn Beck, Keith Olbermann, Rachel Maddow, Chris Matthews, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just whether they listen to talk radio. Rush Limbaugh, Stephanie Miller, Alan Combs. It's like all these screaming voices, and everybody's taking their advice, and everybody's coming onto my page after they listen to their talk radio or their MSNBC or Fox News or CNN programming or read the newspapers and the blogs, and then they come and spill their guts out here on YouTube. My only trust is in the Gallup poll. I don't trust any other poll. I go to Nate Silver's 538, and I also listen to many people from the independent voices that I get on YouTube. There's no liberal bias in me. There's no conservative bias in me. It's just an independent-minded person who calls it like he sees it. Maybe you might not agree with the message that I present, but I know one thing's clear. That as a voter, if I'm dissatisfied with the party in power, I'm going to vote them out. The Democratic Party failed on bringing a public option to the healthcare reform. They failed in trying to at least establish good jobs for us all. Although there are jobs plentiful right now, 1 in 5 Americans are still trying to find jobs, and unemployment is still hovering between 9 and 10%. I still have money in my bank account, and I still have enough time to get a loan. But my health and my medical bills are increasing. I just got out of debt. Now I'm in debt again because of medical bills. I know President Obama still has the advantage over the Republican contender in 2012. But who can emerge? Will it be Mike Huckabee, Ron Paul, Sarah Palin, Mitt Romney, Tim Pawlenty, Haley Barbour, Mitch Daniels, Newt Gingrich? We never know until we get to 2012. As right now, we're focusing on the 2010 election. We're focusing on the Tea Parties, the progressive movement, and the conservative movement. The thing here is that from whatever I do and however I did it, it's my video, and I'm sticking to it.